Hence, they will supplicate, Rabbana atmim lana nurana. Ad-Dahak bin Muzahim said, on the day of resurrection, everyone who has embraced the faith will be given a light. When they arrive at the Sirat, the light of the hypocrites will be extinguished. When the believers see this, they will feel anxious and supplicate, Rabbana atmim lana nurana. Types of believers and types of disbelievers. Consequently, there are several types of people. There are the believers whom the first 4 ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah describe. There are the disbelievers who were described in the next 2 ayat. And there are 2 categories of hypocrites, the complete hypocrites who were mentioned in the parable of the fire, and the hesitant hypocrites, whose light of faith is sometimes lit and sometimes extinguished. The parable of the rain was revealed about this category, which is not as evil as the first category. This is similar to the parables that were given in Surah An-Nur, like the example of the believer and the faith that Allah put in his heart, compared to a brightly illuminated lamp, just like a rising star. This is the believer, whose heart is built on faith and receiving its support from the divine legislation that was revealed to it, without any impurities or imperfections, as we will come to know, Allah willing. Allah gave a parable of the disbelievers who think that they have something, while in reality they have nothing. Such people are those who have compounded ignorance. Allah said, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَعْمَلُهُمْ كَسَرَابٍ بِقِيعَةٍ يَحْسَبُهُ الظَّمْآنُ مَاءً حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءَهُ لَمْ يَجِدْهُ شَيْئًا. Allah then gave the example of ignorant disbelievers, simple in their ignorance. He said, أَوْ كَظُلُمَةٍ فِي بَحْرٍ لُجِّي يَغْشَهُ مَوْجٌ مِّن فَوْقِهِ مَوْجٌ مِّن فَوْقِهِ سَحَابٌ ظُلُمَةٌ بَعْضُهَا فَوْقَ بَعْضٍ إذا أخرج يده لم يكد يراها ومن لم يجعل الله له نورا فما له من نور. Is like the darkness in a vast deep sea, overwhelmed by waves, topped by dark clouds, darkness upon darkness. If a man stretches out his hand, he can hardly see it. And he for whom Allah has not appointed light, for him there is no light. Therefore, Allah divided the camp of the disbelievers into 2 groups, advocates and followers. Allah mentioned these 2 groups in the beginning of Surah Al-Hajj. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُجَادِلُ فِي اللَّهِ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ وَيَتَّبِعُ كُلَّ شَيْطَانٍ مَرِيدٍ شَيْطَانٍ. And وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُجَادِلُ فِي اللَّهِ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ وَلَا هُدًى وَلَا كِتَابٍ مُنِيرٍ. Furthermore, Allah has divided the group of the believers in the beginning of Surah Al-Waqiyah and at the end. He also divided them in Surat Al-Insan into 2 groups. The Sabiqun, they are the near ones, and Ashab al-Yamin, and they are righteous. In summary, these ayat divide the believers into 2 categories, the near ones and righteous. Also, the disbelievers are of 2 types, advocates and followers. In addition, the hypocrites are divided into 2 types, pure hypocrites and those who have some hypocrisy in them. The 2 Sahihs record that Abdullah bin Amr said that the Prophet ﷺ said, ثَلَاثٌ مَنْ كُنَّ فِيهِ كَانَ مُنَافِقًا خَالِصًا وَمَنْ كَانَتْ فِيهِ وَاحِدَةٌ مِّنْهُنْ كَانَتْ فِيهِ خَصْلَةٌ مِّنَ النِّفَاقِ حَتَّى يَدَعَهَا مَنْ إِذَا حَدَّثَ كَذَبَ وَإِذَا وَعَدَ أَخْلَفَ وَإِذَا ائْتُمِنَ خَانَ. Will be a pure hypocrite. And whoever has one of the following 3 characteristics will have one characteristic of hypocrisy, unless and until he gives it up. Whenever he speaks, he tells a lie. Whenever he makes a covenant, he proves treacherous. Whenever he is entrusted, he breaches the trust. Hence, man might have both a part of faith and a part of hypocrisy, whether in deed, as this hadith stipulates, or in the creed, as the ayah stipulates. Types of hearts. Imam Ahmad recorded Abu Sa'id saying that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, Al-Qulubu arba'an, qalbun ajra dufihi mithlu siraji yazhar, wa qalbun aghlafu marbutun ala ghilafihi, wa qalbun mankus, wa qalbun musfah. فأما القلب الأجرد فقلب المؤمن فسراجه فيه نوره وأما القلب الأغلف فقلب الكافر وأما القلب المنكوس فقلب المنافق الخالص يعرف. ثم أنكر وأما القلب المصفح فقلب فيه إيمان ونفاق ومثل الإيمان فيه كمثل البقلة يمدها الماء الطيب مثل النفاق فيه كمثل القرحة يمدها القيح والدم فأي المادتين غلبت على الأخرى غلبت عليه polished as shiny as the radiating lamp a sealed heart with a knot tied around its seal a heart that is turned upside down and a wrapped heart